I needed to see that. I needed to hear that message. I needed to be around people like that. I've been seeing more and more parents online talk about not having a support system with their kids.
Am I really that much? And breaking these niggas down like a camera. You don't really to throw you out.
Situations. Come on, y'all. We look right. Hey, but you gotta be smart about it.
Welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tatiana and I'm on a mission to lose 50 pounds. Now, at my last weigh-in, I was back at 172 pounds after gaining 3 pounds early on in July. Now, if I'm being completely honest, July hasn't been the best weight loss month for me. I've plateaued. I've kind of remained at 172 pounds. I ramped it up with 12-3-30 for a week earlier in July. I didn't continue to ramp it up, if I'm being honest. I, kind of like stayed with my same routine. I've continued to cut out refined sugar and keep carbs low. I'm introducing carbs a few times a week, not in abundance though. I keep them pretty minimal. But yeah, I pretty much plateaued this month. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to be going around to the local gyms and trying various classes to see if there's anything new that I want to introduce to my weekly workout schedule. Just something to ramp it up. I know that I have to ramp up my workouts, but I just want to see if there's something fresh, there's something new that will actually motivate me. I just finished a step class in Palos Verdes, and I didn't really know I kind of knew what to expect. If you know anything about PV, I kind of knew what to expect. I knew it would be older, potentially wealthier women. What I didn't expect was that this group was going to be a group that had been doing this together for a long time. They know each other, so when I got in the class, the women were trying to be helpful. Like, I was trying to set up and put myself in position to only film myself, but they're like, oh, don't put your stuff right there. You're going to need all this space. And, they meant well, but it was kind of turning into a scene because like 3 people said something. And then one of them, I guess she felt like I was offended. So she was like, oh no, I was just trying to tell her. And it just turned into a whole thing. And I really was just trying to be new in a class and trying to position my camera so that nobody else was in the shot or feeling weird about me shooting. So it kind of turned into like a thing. And then the thing about the class, so it seems like these women have been together for a while, and it's almost as if they came up with a line dance that they do twice a week. It does not match the music. It's not on beat, and my brain was suffering. I was like, I was sweating because I was moving. I continued to move. I said, listen, if we just gonna do a little 1-2 step, I'm gonna just do a little 1-2 step and get my little workout in. But all in all, the class was a fail because their line dance didn't match the music. So it was like, on one end, I'm trying to get the dance, but it's not hitting the beats of the music. They're just going, they're just doing it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know about this. So I kind of started to pack up a little early. And one of the ladies who was also leaving came up to me and she's like, I've been doing this class for a year and it took me about a month to get the routine. So if I'm being honest, I do not think that I will do this class again. I didn't love it. I love the concept of it. I think it's cool. I think it's great to have something to, have a class at 7 a.m., especially something that comes with your gym plan. But the actual class was just not for me. It just seems like, it was giving the Tamia Grant Hill dance. At least that's on beat, though. At least that's on beat. Because whatever they were doing was absolutely not on beat. There was a lady and her daughters who came in like a little late and they got to the back and they absolutely could not get it either. Like, anybody that was new could not get it. Nobody, the instructor kind of didn't stop to slow down or go over these like really extensive steps. It was not for me. It was not for me. I get though, like how it would be beneficial. I get why the girls love it, the people who are in it, but it was not for me. So this class was a little bit of a fail. It's something that I would absolutely not be interested in doing again for now. Maybe later, but not for now. I was a dancer for many, many years of my life. I think I stopped dancing around 20 years old. So 19, 20-ish. Yeah. So I have a really hard time not being able to. So many of my dance instructors use like sound effects and all these things to help you hit the beat, and there was just no beat, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting this, and it was just frustrating me. I had to laugh at myself and just pack it up. I said, it's all right, girl, it's all right. So I'm gonna do another class at 10 a.m. Since, you know, it's my time alone without the kiddies. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 2 classes today. I have a little bit of time between classes, so I'm going to stop and get a little bite to eat. And then I'm going to head over to my second class. I'm hoping that the second class, which is a turbo kick class, is going to be fun, but we'll see. Let me go in here and give me something to eat, girl, and I'm going to call y'all back.
We've been done long before it all begun. Still can't give it up. Lead me on, but leave before the morning.
All right, y'all, so I just pulled up to class number 2 of the day. I just left that Pinwheel Cafe. First things first, whoever is preparing and braising the spinach there, excellent job. It was seasoned. It was giving almost collard greens. I said, okay. So the person who helped me, you know, order and everything, he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, the spinach omelet is seasoned. Because I was like, oh, should I do an omelet or a tartine? And he was like, you know, the omelet is better because it's seasoned. And I was like, I'm gonna listen to you. And I did, and I'm glad I did. Shout out to him, because that joint was tasty and it was filling. It was light. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. I had the little side salad. They gave me a small side salad with a lemon olive oil dressing. Everything was fresh. It was really good. So I just pulled up to my second class, which I think is kickboxing. I'm hoping that this class is successful and enjoyable. And I don't know. I'm hoping for a success today. But yeah, so I need to use the bathroom. I like to try to go ahead and do that before class starts. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to head in and call y'all on the flip. All right, y'all, so I just finished Turbo Kick, which is like giving Taibo vibes a little bit, or a lot of it, but it was essentially kickboxing to music. I got there a little bit early. There was a Zumba class ahead of my class, so I just hit the treadmill for like 5 minutes because I didn't want to stand and loom around awkwardly. So I was like, I'm gonna just get on the treadmill and get a couple of steps in. So I did that, but the Turbo Kick class wasn't no hoe. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That thing was jumping. It was jumping. It was a packed class. It was full. But the thing that I really liked about the instructor was that she acknowledged new people. She asked if there were new people in the class, and then she was like, the class is fast paced, but it may take a few times for you to catch on, but I am going to be counting down. And she used like verbal cues, which is what I'm very used to from dance. It's like boom cat and just things like that. And she did all of that. She counted things down. She had names for things. She used verbal cues, and that was really helpful. She also did the kickboxing on the beat. So this class was a success. I feel like in the step class earlier this morning, they have a set group of people, and it didn't really feel inviting. They didn't necessarily make me feel like an outsider, but the instructor kind of didn't go over things or slow down and say, these are the things that we're going to do, or if you're new here, none of that. She just spoke to everybody like they had been there. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, they're in a group that has been operating for a long time. But this kickboxing class, I would definitely do again. This one was a plus. I really enjoyed it. It's a great workout. But yeah, I would do this kickboxing class again. I could see how it could be effective. I could see how it would ramp up my weekly workouts. I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I don't like is that it doesn't start until 10 a.m., which is prime time for me, like family time when I need to do things, shop, hang out with the kids. So I might have to like do it every other week or something like that. I'm not sure, but it is something that I could see being beneficial for me. So I enjoyed the class. This one was a plus. Also, I'm starting to develop an eczema stress rash. I get them sometimes when I get really stressed. And it's funny because in May and June, I had my stress management on lock. And I don't know if it's because my workouts like, you know, were effective at that time because I was new to it. But my stress management was great. But July was a completely different story. July, I could not get a handle on my stress. I was having such a hard time. I felt like I was fighting for my life the entire month of July. So I'm hoping that August is better to me. It's my birthday month. So I'm like, please, August, bring in some new energy because this is a lot, you know? But yeah, I can always feel the rash coming. Like my neck will get itchy and then I'll feel like the scaly. I don't think you could see it yet. Maybe, or at least I can't see it on the camera. But I am like, I gotta ramp up these workouts. I gotta continue to take my time alone, stay on top of meditating because July was rough. It was really, really rough.
I like cash talk. Lady diamonds hitting, turn the flash off. I'm like Wayne Dixie, I get bags off. Baby got a pretty face, slim waist.
All right, y'all. So I came in Trader Joe's because my kids love like teriyaki bowls and like orange chicken bowls. So I try to have at least like 2 really easy meals per week because like when I'm making teriyaki bowls, I'm making it from scratch. And if I have like a crazy day at work, I like to have like at least 2 meals that are easy preps, you know? So I got them some orange chicken, fried rice, broccoli, something I can throw together really quickly. But I wanted to show y'all this. So I got an espresso machine and I learned how to make coffee at home last year. But something that we always get, like everybody in my family loves refreshers. Everybody's always stopping to get refreshers. So I saw this in Trader Joe's. They have a tropical dragon fruit drink concentrate, a little refresher that you can make at home. I was talking to the cashier and she was like, it's really good. She says she makes like a big batch of it and keeps it in her fridge. So it looks like it's about 15 added grams of sugar. So yeah, if you're looking to save money and try to make refreshers at home, Trader Joe's has a concentrate. It does have sugar in it. I'm not super big on refreshers because I like the taste of coffee, but I feel like my family will really appreciate this. Good morning, happy Sunday. It's Sunday morning. The Amazon fresh grocery order just arrived. My oldest is helping me put it away, but it's Sunday morning and I'm still tired. I'm still tired. We don't have much of a support system with our kids. So, you know, we do a lot of things together as a family, or, you know, I'll do my solo dates. My husband will do, you know, take his time, like, you know, to do things alone, but we don't have like a support system to help us. And it's taking a toll. It is really taking a toll. Like, not having real like time to look forward to, where, you know, we kind of get to do our own thing and get a break, is like, we haven't had a for real break since like May, if I'm being honest. And I didn't grow up like that. Like, I had like my grandma, my aunts, cousins, like so many, like my family was like all around. So it's tough. Like, even if I get a full night's rest, there's just this layer of mental exhaustion that is always there. It's always existing. And it's getting hard. And I think that that has contributed to the stress of the month of July, especially, you know, everybody's home. I work from home. My husband works from home. The kids are home for summer. You know, everybody's home. And it's just been, it's been rough. It's been rough, like not having that support system. And I think that in the months of May and June, you know, I was feeling pumped about getting started on this journey, and the workouts were doing it, you know, and now it's like, I don't know, I'm back to having like stress, headaches, and migraines, and I'm working through it. I'm working through it, but July was tough, and you know, I'm constantly trying to figure out new solutions for how to move forward, but this is rough. This is rough. It's so interesting because I've been seeing more and more parents online talk about not having a support system with their kids, but how they didn't grow up that way, how their grandparents were very involved, aunts and uncles were very involved. They just had people there, like a support system, and I definitely had that. My grandma was there, my aunts were there. I used to spend every other weekend at my godmother's house, and then I would spend the other weekends at my grandma's house, ordering Pizza Hut and, you know, watching TGI Friday with my cousins. Like, it was not like this, you know, and we don't have that. Like, we can barely get a date night, you know, we can barely get a break. And it's, I don't know, I've been seeing more people on TikTok talk about it. There's this woman, so I like to game on my Switch. I have a Switch. Everybody in here has their own Switch. But I like to play cozy games on my Nintendo Switch. And there's this lady I watch. She's on TikTok and Instagram. I have to figure out what her name is. But she talks about her and her husband, like, not having a support system with the kids. And how, you know, they will now go buy, like, video games and, you know, watch anime and do these things that, like, make them happy. Buy things that they couldn't buy when they were younger because they can buy them now. But it's low-key depressing. It's depressing not having help, not being able to get a sturdy break, not be able to, you know, rely on anybody in that way. It's yeah, like I'm working through it. I'm actively working through it. I have a 8:30 a.m. Class today, so I'm doing another class today, and I think it's a body pump class, so it's like kind of like weightlifting-ish, I think. My plan is to like eat something before I go because I stop fasting at 7 a.m. So I'm gonna like try to eat something before I go to the body pump class. Maybe go somewhere, you know, sit down, read for a little bit. Speaking of that, yesterday we took the kids out. Girl, they wanted to race, and we ended up going to the library. I always make sure that they understand moving their body every day and reading. We're very much on top of that. But while I'm at the library with them, I always check to see if they have like new and popular books, just in case like books get really expensive, especially like when I'm reading a book a week. When I'm in the pocket of being able to get through a book a week, it gets expensive. So I always like to check the library to see if they have any popular books, and they had Funny Story by Emily Henry. Now, I haven't read any Emily Henry yet, but I've been hearing that her books are really good. So I don't know if I should have started with this or Beach Read, because I know Beach Read is really popular, but the library had it, so I got it.
Yeah, girl, you know what's up. Say what.
Please tell me why I show up to the gym. I'm in the like Group X 24-hour, one of those, you know, the classrooms, and nobody's in there. Like, there's a few people in there actually just working out on their own. I don't see anybody setting up. It's a body pump class. I don't see anybody like with weights and the little step up thing. And so I'm like, huh. So I go to the front desk and I'm like, is the body pump class at 8:30? Is that happening? And the dude's like, oh, that's not here. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was at the wrong gym. So I look on the app and I saw that ad one 30 minutes later. So I was like, I'm just going to reserve that. Today is really, really, really trying to take me out. And I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to push through. The entire month of July felt like that for me. And I constantly was like, no, I'm going to come up with a solution. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to pivot. And I'm still trying to do that. Girl, I'm tired though. I'm not even going to lie. I am exhausted. So as I'm driving over, just kind of like, All Right by Lettucey came on my playlist, girl. You already know, like, I got emotional. I was just like, ooh, Lord. I'm really doing my best to push through. If I get emotional, you know, I just let it happen, but this ain't no joke. It's really not. And it's like the physical aspect of it is one thing, but the mental aspect, like, you know, I was getting my breakfast ready, getting the kids breakfast ready, and I just didn't even realize that I was heading to the wrong club. It's all good. Like, I'm here. I made it on time to, you know, take the class at a different club, but it's just, it's a lot. I'm about to head in there, and I'm gonna call y'all back when I'm done.
Aye. What? Look. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Aye. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Pickable, I just put them bookers in my chain. Pickable, 80 pointers like a Kobe game. Pickable, 7.62s, I make them plain. Pickable, popping out, you better smell my name.
All right, y'all, so I just finished the body pump class and it was incredible. We have a winner. I have found a class to roll into my routine to like pump it up a little bit. So not only was the workout amazing, the instructor was incredible, but the women in the class were great. Like, I walked in about 4 minutes before class started, and the women, you know, I guess they work out together all the time, and they're like, oh my God, you're new. They immediately ran and started like helping me put a setup together. They got me a mat. They got me the little stepper thing. They were like, what weights, you know, you need your barbell. Girl, like, they had me together in those couple of minutes, and like, whew, I'm getting emotional. Walked into that class having a really hard time, and I walked in there. The women were inviting. They helped me get it together because they knew that I was new, and the instructor was great. She was helpful. She was kind. I went to tell her thank you, and she was like, you look so cute today. You know, the women were so helpful in that class. And the instructor had a mantra that she was saying. She was like, nothing can stop us on a Sunday. Nothing can stop you on a Sunday. Sometimes, you know, you get rerouted. I was at the wrong gym for the class that I was supposed to go to today. And I ended up here at this gym. And turns out I ended up in the right place. I did not intend to cry on camera. But, I needed that today. I needed that today. I needed those women. I needed that workout. I needed that, like, just strangers showing up for me and just being like, hey, you're new here and you don't know what's going on, so let us help you without even, I didn't ask. All I did was walk into the class and they just showed up and started like grabbing everything. And it really is like, I ended up exactly where I was supposed to be today. Like, I needed to see that. I needed to hear that message. I needed to be around people like that. I'm sorry for crying on camera, y'all. But, yeah. Like, I was saying before I got in the car, you know, the physical part is one thing, like shedding the weight, doing the work, eating right, but the mental part, people rarely talk about the mental part of it all, and having to do this with a family, with a full-time job, you know, constantly pushing through and having to push through for your life, you know, for your health. I'm so grateful for those women in that class today. And yeah, the other thing is that I'm like, okay, I want to hang out for a little bit. Like, I want to, I don't know, walk around, you know, breathe a little bit before I go home. Now, I am near IKEA. I don't have anything specifically that I need from IKEA, but I am trying to figure out what I want to do at home now that, I don't know if you guys saw my last vlog. If you didn't see it, I talked about, you know, having postpartum depression, how I went from like being pregnant, having a really tough pregnancy, to postpartum depression, that all happening during the time that we've been in our place. So our place is kind of frozen in terms of like the way I decorated it. I didn't get to finish decorating it. So I am like looking for ideas and, you know, kind of what my next steps are going to be, trying to like do little things here and there. So I think I'm gonna get a coffee and like hop over to IKEA and just stroll, just walk around, breathe it out, get some steps in, you know. All right, so I was like looking for indie cafes around here because I like to try new things and I like to support indie cafes. I saw one that has like drinks that look amazing, but they don't open until 12:30, which is like, what is up with that? I don't know if y'all have that where y'all live. It looks like they close at 9. I know a lot of cafes will open at like 5 a.m. and close at like 4 or 5. But their hours are 12:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right, y'all, so my camera got hot in the Starbucks drive-thru. So there's a Starbucks across the street. I just ran over there, and then I'm back in the IKEA parking lot. Yeah, I saw a cute little cafe, but they don't open until 12:30, and it's like 10:40 right now, and I'll be out of IKEA by then. So I ended up just going to Starbucks. So I ended up getting a brown sugar shaken espresso. I switched out the oat milk for almond milk because I have a weird like reaction to oat milk. Like, it makes my throat itch. So I guess it's an allergic reaction. So I got almond milk, and what I did was, it comes with 4 shots, I think 3 pumps of the brown sugar syrup. So I asked for 1 pump of brown sugar syrup. But yeah, I'm about to walk around IKEA, look around, get some ideas. If I see anything, I'll grab it. Either way, I just want to walk around and just like clear my head. So I'm gonna call y'all back.
We've been done long before it all begun. Still can't give it up. Lead me on, but leave before the morning comes. Even though it's what we want, can't keep it up. But I just don't wanna leave you. Might just go with the reasons why we both can't lay here. And secret, both gotta keep it honest, that's just a game we know we both can play. For tonight, I'm yours. So tonight, the truth. Or stay behind closed doors. 'Cause all I wanna do is lie with you.
All right, y'all, so I just left IKEA and it was exactly what I needed. My camera kept heating up. I had to move to make sure there was some shade, but getting a coffee, walking around IKEA, looking around, getting some inspiration, it just makes me feel calm and just grounded. I needed that time alone. I popped on my headphones, which I usually bring my AirPods or my JBL earbuds, but I didn't have either one of them, which was shocking because I always try to keep them in my bag. I only had my headphones, so I just kept one ear, you know, out because, you know, we don't play about knowing what's going on in our surroundings. So I did that. I walked around, and here is the thing. I love color. I think color looks brilliant and beautiful in people's homes when it's done right. But as I get older, and with having small children and a job and just limited capacity, sometimes color feels like too much. I don't know, like there's something really calming. Like right now my house is, I was going for like a Japandi type of style, which I love. I think that's like grounding and calming, and that's what I need right now, because sometimes color just feels busy. I love it. I think it's beautiful, but it just feels really busy to me. And I feel like a lot of the times, like the natural, neutral tones, blacks and white, they feel just calm. And that's what I need right now, because I don't have any additional capacity. And I even feel like that with clothes sometimes. Like I'm really trying with my gym outfits, but it's mostly because like I'm trying, while I'm losing the weight, I'm working towards confidence. And I don't want to look disheveled when I go to the gym. Like I want to look good. Like I'm making an effort. I don't want to look like what I'm going through, you know? So I'm making that effort, but if I'm being honest, I really gravitate to like neutrals because they help me feel calm. The color is beautiful, but I don't think that I want to do color. I do think that I want to keep the Japandi look. I just want to add some cozier elements. I looked around. So what I did end up getting, speaking of that, I ended up getting a new doormat because we need a new doormat. And I also ended up getting this candle. Now it was on sale, so it has that like Palo Santo smell. It smells so good to me, and it's like calming and grounding, and it just, I don't know, it was on sale too. It was $1.99 because, girl, they're moving in all their fall stuff. And let me tell you something, I was ready to get pumpkin candles. I was ready, but then I was like, no. So I'm gonna burn this you know, the Palo Santo, the soft launch fall in my house. Next weekend, you know, we're going to be out doing like back to school shopping, and I'm going to just tour, you know, throughout the month, start buying things. Because last year, I think when it was like early September, girl, I couldn't find anything that I wanted for fall. Everybody had bought the stuff. So now I know you got to get it done in August. But this candle, yeah, it has that like Palo Santo incensey type of smell. Yeah, I like it. I don't know if you guys ever been to like yoga or, you know, and they burn something that smells like this, but it's really calming. But I'm working on that as I work on myself and like restoring my life and really figuring things out, like what I like, what I don't like, what is a disruption for my calm. I'm working through that. Like I love color, but do I want it in my house? Not necessarily, because I need to look around. Like I already don't like things being out of place and on the floor. That like is disruptive for me. It's crazy because like I work from home, and sometimes like when the house is messy, like I have to stop, give it 5 minutes to like put things away, sit back down and get back to work, because it feels jumbled. It feels unorganized for me. So I do know that. I know I love color, but I don't think that I want to fill my house with different colors and patterns. I'm just not there yet. I think maybe when the kids get older, I might be able to explore that, because I do love that. Like I love art and design and color, but not right now for me. But yeah, it was good to walk around IKEA and have some time to myself to just calm down. I was struggling this morning. I feel a lot better. I don't feel that tightness here anymore. Also, today was a success because I found a class to add to my weekly schedule. So I'm for sure going to add body pump. And I'm thinking about kickboxing every 2 weeks, possibly. It was great though, but body pump is a go. We're doing that. So that was a success. But with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.